Record. Okay, it's already recorded, I guess. So I think we're good. So, real quick, guys. I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Yes, we are closing out the week. Keep promoting this call. Guys, real quick, I just wanted to touch up on this. We announced this, I think it was on Tuesday. We just released our brand new Telegram chat, Wake Up and Ascend. This is going to be open to everyone. You don't have to be a part of My Daily Choice. Obviously, this is a good way to introduce people to My Daily Choice, because they will be able to have Wake Up and Ascend part of their life. I mean, it doesn't really matter if they're a part of it or not, but these calls are not just helping you build your business, but it's helping you, right, win your day. It's helping you ascend. It's helping you rise up. It's helping you step up through your day, because I know all of us, we wake up sometimes and we feel like life is just pressing up on us, and kind of felt like that today with me, but it's all good, man. I know the devil is skillful, but I know in John 16:33, right, it says that Jesus has overcometh the world. Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer that I have overcome the world. He's overcome everything, right? So it don't matter what you're going through. Just keep that in your heart. Keep that in your spirit. Be of good cheer. Be in peace. Expect tribulation. Expect things to come. But I think the best thing you can do is just show up for yourself each and every single day. I want to start off this call with just letting you guys know that I'm thankful for you guys. I'm proud of you guys, because you decided to show up today. You decided to show up to yourself, right? We ended the call yesterday saying you got to say yes to you. And today you guys said yes to you by showing up on this call, right? I know things can be tough. I know maybe life is not in the direction that you want it to go in at certain times, but you still showed up in the midst of it all, right? I'm proud of you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm grateful for all of you guys making the decision to be here today on Wake Up and Ascend. And keep promoting this call, guys. If you're a leader on this call, let people know that we are live. Keep going on the group chats. I see we got Kamal. I see we got Tanya. I see we got Mary. I see we got Wisdom. Love that name, Wisdom. That's a beautiful name. We got Jasmine. We got Ibis. We got Brandon. Big shout out to Brandon. We got Blue. We got Bettina. Hope I pronounced that right. We got Alexandra. Welcome to today's Wake Up and Ascend. If it's your first time here, welcome. We celebrate you. We welcome you on to Wake Up and Ascend. If it's not your first time, right, get on the group chats. Let everybody know we're live. We're going to be starting here just a little bit, right? So let everybody know that we are live. If you're a top leader here, this is the call to get everybody, your team, sending out those personal texts, sending out those individual texts. Let them know that we are live. Let's get as many people as we can on here. I'm going to do my best to really crumble this down into 20 minutes, right? But we released on the group chat, today's topic is a winner's mindset, right? Everybody drop winner. Everybody drop I am a winner on the chat box. Let's bring some energy into this call. Everybody drop I am a winner in the chat box. I want to see everybody drop I am a winner. We should have 12 people, because I think the 13 is including me, right? But everybody drop I am, affirm it, speak it, declare it, right? I want you to drop that on the chat box. I am a winner, right? Because today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a winner's mindset. Before we go into it, I wanted to touch up on two things before we go into the message, so I can get this out of the way. We got a very special event coming up in October, end of October, 27th to the 29th. Here's another thing. We're going to be celebrating Anna Paulina, Coach Anna. If you tune into her sessions, it's her birthday, October 29th. So not only are you going to be at the event, but you're also going to be with her on her birthday, celebrating her birthday with her. So I know it's going to be fun. I know there's going to be a lot of great birthday wishes. I know it's going to be super exciting to be able to celebrate her birthday on the call. At the event, being with her, and just really being grateful for everything that she does, pouring into not just her students, but also the leaders that are on this call. So make sure you guys get to Ascend Miami. I wish I can just sit here for the next hour and explain to you guys how important it is to be at the event. But I think through these Wake Up and Ascend calls, I think through talking with your mentor, I think through the videos that My Daily Choice drops, I think you guys already know that you guys got to be there. Right now, it's just you answering that call and being obedient, because, hey, I'm telling you, the blessing's waiting for you at the event. So make sure you guys get your tickets through Brand Books. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're ready to learn. Make sure you show up. Leave your distractions at home. Leave your problems at home. And I'm telling you right now, the Ascend Miami is going to be the rise of the momentum. It's going to be the rise of many leaders stepping up, right? And going and leading people to success, leading people, right, to wealth. I'm telling you, momentum is upon us. We're not just going into this with momentum, but we're going to come out of that event with massive momentum. So I'm excited for that, ladies and gentlemen. And then we also went ahead and we just launched our Wake Up and Ascend Telegram chat. So we now have our official Wake Up and Ascend Telegram chat where we're going to be dropping value in there. Right now, I just wanted to announce it as many times as we could. We're going to have all the recordings on there, and we're also going to have all the notes from all the different calls that all the recordings and all the notes from all the different calls that we've had from the past and moving forward, right? So all the calls that we're going to be having going up to the Ascend Miami convention, and even after the Ascend Miami convention, we're going to be having all those notes. We're going to be having all those recordings. So not only can you go back to them, but you can also pass it on to people that are in need of a special message or a special word that they can go back to and just fill themselves up, right, with these Wake Up and Ascend calls. So let's go straight into it. I'm excited. I'm fired up. What are we talking about today? We're talking about a winner's mindset, right? We've had an amazing week with amazing sessions. I mean, yesterday we talked about what? We talked about obedience, right? We talked about the blessing is found in your obedience, right? In your obedience to listening to God, to listening to his word, right? Your blessing is found in that obedience. If you are obedient, right, the blessing will be right there. If you humble yourself, if you lower yourself, the higher God will take you, right? The higher God lifts you up. So it's a humility. And before humility, you got to be willing, right? You got to be willing. If you're willing, if you take the initiative, if you're willing, right, to humble yourself, once you're humble, you can be obedient to what God has in store for you. So the blessing is in your obedience, right? If you're not obedient, disobedience, I don't want to lead to that, because that's going to lead to destruction. That's going to lead to pride. That's going to lead to, right, not living out what God really has in store for us, right? So we talked about that yesterday. I hope that spoke a word to you. I hope that got you fired up. I hope that got you excited. But then we also had a call on Wednesday with my man, Rich. He absolutely crushed it. He absolutely came on here. He talked about achieving through faith, achieving with faith, right? He did an absolutely bomb training, bomb message, where he came on here, he delivered, he poured into you guys. And then on Tuesday, we talked about vision. We talked about leadership. We talked about belief, right? We talked about how important it is to be a visionary, right? Not just to come into this and have a vision, but be a person of vision, right? Be a visionary at all times, right? So I think this week, we covered a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We covered so much context. We covered so much material. And I think if you guys, take all this, and I think today we're just going to really wrap it up with a winner's mindset, right? A winner's mindset. And I think today is going to be special. I think today is going to encourage you. I think after today, we're gonna talk about a couple of things to help you build that mindset, to help you build that winner's mindset in order for you to win in your day, in order for you to win in this business. Because I'm fired up. I'm excited. This is what you need to have in order for you to create the mindset of a winner, of a great leader, right? So I'm excited to go into it today. If you guys are ready, drop ready on the chat box. I need you guys to pour into me with some energy if I'm about to pour into you guys. Let's bring some energy to the chat real quick. I want to see you guys are tapped in. Drop some readies on the chat box, and we're going to go ahead and rock and roll. All right. Everybody should have their notebooks and pens. I am still recovering from my voice from the game that I went to. I think it was on Wednesday night, but I'm still recovering. I'm here. Glory to God. He's doing a work in my voice, and he's put me on this platform to continue to go. Doesn't matter how my voice is. Doesn't matter what's going on with my voice, but I'm here and I'm ready to deliver, right? So a winner's mindset, guys. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. I'm excited for it. I'm fired up about it. Real quick before we do start, Anna, Marianne, and Claudia, if you're on here, Can you just go, something just dropped into my spirit. Go on the Everybody Goes 1K chat and let all the leaders know that they need to be on this call. And everybody's team, if you guys can help me promote this while I start, just dropped into my spirit. This is going to help a lot of leaders really step up. And this is gonna be fire. So if you guys can help me up, go on Everybody Goes 1K. I know there's a lot of leaders that this will definitely help grow their business, get their business to the next level. So I want to start off with this. I want you guys to write this down. Your leadership will only be as good as your mindset. I just want to start off with the call, this call with that statement. Your leadership will only be as good as your mindset. If you have a low mindset, you'll have low leadership. If you have a strong, fortified mindset, you'll have strong leadership. You'll have strong people following you. You'll have people wanting to submit to you. You'll have people wanting to listen to you, right? Your leadership will only be as good as your mindset. So if you have poor mindset, right, guess what? You're going to have a poor amount of people wanting to follow you. If you fortify your mindset, you will have a strong leadership, a strong level of followers following you, right? I mean, look at the greatest leader in the world, Jesus, right? Doesn't matter if you follow him or not. He is the truth. He is the word of God. But I just want you to look at his leadership real quick, right? His mindset was so strong. His mindset was on God. His mind, right, was looking at life from God's point of view. And that's why he had multitudes. I mean, I don't even know how, there's no exact number because it's too large. He had multitudes of people following because his mindset was high. His mindset was strong. His mindset was fortified. So if you have a weak mindset, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even think I know, right, that you will have weak leadership, right? Because your mindset will only be as good as your leadership. Your leadership will only be as good as your mindset. So I want to talk about a couple of things that is going to help you develop that winner's mindset. That's going to help you develop that mindset that's going to help you win throughout the day. Not just win throughout the day, ladies and gentlemen, but win right here in this business, in growing this business, right? And locking in with this business, in understanding these different, levels of leadership that you guys can start applying into your life. So I'm going to go over a couple of pointers with you guys here today that's going to help you guys build that winner's mindset. That's going to help you guys go out there and increase your leadership. So I'm going to start off with the first one. And the first one, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. That's the first tip I want to give you guys. So I want you to understand, the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading, right? The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading. I always put myself in a position to never quit learning. I don't want to quit learning. Your goal should be to never stop growing. Your goal should be to never stop doing personal growth. Your goal should be to never stop pouring yourself. That's why I'm grateful that you guys are on here today, because you made a decision to not quit growing, right? Growing yourself. It's what you learn after you know, right? After you know it all, that counts. After you know it all, after you've, maybe hit the first rank, after you've, go ahead and got yourself to a position of leadership that you've never been to before. It's what you learn after that really counts. It's always putting yourself in an environment of growth. It's always putting yourself in an environment that is conducive to your growth, because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying, right? I think that's one of the things you guys really want to take home today, because guess what? Leadership, it's not discovered, it's developed. Leadership is developed every single day. It's you sharpening your axe. It's you sharpening your skills. It's you also embracing change, because it challenged you to grow. You got to embrace the change. Guess what? When you embrace change, ladies and gentlemen, you're accepting the fact, hey, I'm accepting the fact that I have to grow. I can't quit. I can't stop learning. I can't stop growing. One of the things I want to leave you guys here with today is don't quit learning. Don't quit growing. Keep growing. Keep getting on Wake Up Ascend. Keep going to the Word of God. Keep reading personal growth books. Keep putting yourselves in an environment of growth, because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading. And if you stop leading, hey, guess what? that's going to put you back into where you're at. You want to keep putting yourself in those moments of growth, right? You want to keep putting yourself in places where you're able to grow. What's going to be a beautiful place to be able to experience, a beautiful place to get yourself in an environment. I said Miami, but it's not just going to one event, it's growing yourself every single day. The moment, guess what, you stop growing is the moment your business stops growing, right? You cannot go out there and solve different problems if you're not growing yourself every single day, right? We hear this all the time. The higher you go, the higher the problems. The higher you grow, the higher the devils. Well, it's the same thing here, guys. Well, in this business, the higher you go, there's more problems you're going to have to solve, right? There's more rejection you're going to have to go through. You're going to have to go through more deception. You're going to have to go through more people leaving your business. But you got to understand, the more you grow yourself, the more you start learning is the more you start leading. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading, right? So that's number one. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. It's what you know. It's what you learn after you know it all. It's what you learn after you go 1K. It's what you learn after you go 5K, right? I've seen so many people, they get their first enrollment. It's what you learn after you get your first enrollment. It's what you learn after you hit your first TP, right? It's what you learn after that that all counts, because it's going to put you in that continuous cycle of growing yourself every single day, of knowing that this is a life, this is a process that I'm never going to stop growing in. I'm never going to stop, guess what, learning. Because if I'm learning, I'm going to be able to grow myself. And if I'm able to grow myself, I'm able to grow my influence. If I'm able to grow my influence, I'm able to grow my leadership. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So if you want to grow your influence, forget where you're at right now. If you want to grow your influence, you got to grow yourself. If you want to grow your influence, you got to learn more. You got to learn more. You got to hit the books. You got to feed yourself the right information. You got to feed yourself the right stuff that you need to put into your mind, because if not, you're going to stop leading and people will stop following. That's it, right? You got to put yourself in those environments of growth. Don't stop learning. Don't quit learning. Don't quit growing, and really develop yourself as a leader. Leadership is developed. It's not discovered. I don't discover leaders. I develop them, right? I develop them. That's what leadership is. It's all about developing the skill, right? And in this business, what's developing that skill? It's doing the personal growth, doing presentations, doing more prospecting, right? Doing more promoting to the events. That's how you develop the skill, even if you don't know what to say, right? Yesterday, I was doing 3-way phone calls. I was developing leaders. I'll say, hey, look, this is how you edify, right? This is how you bring me up, right? And little by little, he was getting better on each call. And I started seeing it. And it's like, I didn't discover this leader. I developed this leader, right? So that's the whole point. You got to develop yourself. Don't discover yourself, develop yourself, right? Don't discover yourself as, oh, I'm a 1K. No, I'm going to develop myself until I hit that 1K, because you got to become it first before you actually get there. You got to go there before you get there, right? I say that all the time. Well, you got to go to 1K. You got to develop yourself as a 1K. You got to do what a 1K does, because it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Because when you get to 1K, guess what? You're going to have to learn more to go to 5K. You're going to have to do more. You're going to have to grow more, because that's why I love this business. Each rank, there's a new growth that you have to become as a leader to get to that. For me to go 50K, I gotta grow myself more. I gotta grow my influence. I gotta grow how I lead. I can't go 50K with staying where I'm at today. So, hey, guess what? I'm going to a John C. Maxwell event in a week, right? I'm going to go learn from John C. Maxwell, right? I'm going to fly to Atlanta, Georgia. If y'all want to come with me, hit me up. But the goal, I don't want to take the shift away from Miami, right? But I'm going to be with John C. Maxwell in a week. So if you want to come, hit me up, right? But guess what? I'm Miami, right? If you don't have the funds to be there, don't go there. Go get to Miami. But I'm always putting myself in environments of growth. I'm always going to grow myself, right? Because leadership is not discovered. I didn't just discover I was a leader at one point. No, I developed myself to the point where I then discovered I was a leader, right? Because I was developing myself every single day, right? So boom, number one is it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Number two, for a winner's mindset. If you want to go to the event, just contact me after the call and I will send you the information for the John C. Maxwell event. It's only one day. But remember, I said Miami. I'm just putting myself in a position to grow, right? Because I know for 50K, I got to grow myself. I got to learn, right? If you want to go 1K, you're going to have to put yourself in Miami, right? In Ascend Miami, you're going to have to be there for 3 days, right? The goal is, hey, let's go all in, but it's going to take leadership. It's going to take more leadership for you to get to 5K. It's going to take more you growing yourself to get to 5K. Same thing for 10K, same thing for 25K, right? You're just going to have to grow yourself. And it's just a process. That's why I fall in love with this. It's not about me hitting the rank. It's about me becoming the rank, right? I got to become 50K. I got to study the 50Ks. I got to develop the skill sets of a 50K. I got to develop the persona. I got to develop the character. I got to develop the pleasing personality, right? I got to understand God is doing something in the middle of everything, right? Because he needs to make sure I'm capable of leading all the people in my organization for me to go 50K. So stop falling in love with the rank and start falling in love with the process. Start falling in love with who it is that you're becoming every single day. Stop chasing the rank, start becoming the rank. Write that down. Stop chasing the rank and start becoming it. Start falling in love with it. Start that process of beauty of, man, I'm falling into myself. I'm falling in love with myself because I now understand leadership. It's all about development. It's not about discovering that I can go 1K. It's about me developing myself as a leader to be that 1K so I can go lead 10 people in my organization, or if it's 2 people with the 799s, right? However it is. But I got to develop myself and I got to go all in. I can't just be developing myself, growing myself, and I'm not putting towards the action, right? It's also what you learn after, right? You learn, it's what you do after you learn too, right? It's the action steps. It's the initiative. It's you got to be willing. You got to be obedient, and you got to humble yourself and say, hey, I don't know it all. I'm going to listen to the instruction that my mentor is giving me. So if he's saying you got to do, right, 100 calls for you to go 1K, because it's the 1 out of 10 rule, right? And it's beautiful because I'm still even in number one. I still got some pointers to go. I'll kind of wrap up with here for the first one is I was with Tavia, and before we even made calls, and this is another thing you can learn about leadership, leaders set the right expectations, right? Leaders always set the right expectations. When I was with Tavia, I've been working with her now. She's about 2 people away from 1K. And I was working with her and I let her know, listen, I don't know how many people you have on your list. I don't know how many people you're going to call right now. Only you know that. But I'm going to give you the expectation right now so you know exactly, right? Exactly how this works. Out of 10 people we're going to call, 1 is going to pick up. Okay? Sorry. Out of 10 people that we call, 1 is going to pick up. So that means if 1 is going to pick up and we got to go show the plan to 10 people need to see the plan for 1 people to get started, you got to understand that we got to make 100 calls. So if we make 100 calls, then you'll understand that 10 people will pick up the phone call and actually listen to you and say, yes, I'll be on the call. Out of those 10 people, right, 1 of them gets started, right? So if you want to get people on the call, I had to have given her the right expectations for her to understand that we got to go by the 1 out of 10 rule. So if you want to get 1 person started, that means we need to get 10 people to see the information. So we need to get 10 people to be on the phone. We need to get 10 people to be on the presentation. We need to get 10 people to be on the Zoom, right? So it's the 1 out of 10 rule. So I let her know that. And guess what? The first person, right, was like, yeah, I'll get on. The second person was like, yeah, I'll get on. The third person was like, yeah, I'll get on. So out of all the people that we called, I forgot how many calls we did. I think we did about like 15 or 20. We didn't do 100 calls. But out of those 15 to 20, right, about 5 or 6 of them got on, and out of those 5 or 6 of them, 2 people got started, right? And then the next day after, she's like, hey, 2 people got started at. And you see, if I would have said, hey, if I would have given her the wrong expectations, if I would have told her, hey, look, we're going to call these people, right? And then when we call these people, I'm going to close them off, right? I would have given her the wrong expectations. But in fact, what I did is I gave her the right expectations. And I told her, look, this is what we got to do, right? If you want to get one person started, we got to at least aim to get 10 people on the call, right? We got 5 or 6 people on the call and 2 of them get started. So guess what Tavia was right after that? She was excited. She was fired up because I gave her the right expectations. I gave her the right blueprint, what to expect. And now, right, great leaders, guess what? They under promise and they over deliver. Right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to give people the wrong expectations. And this can even be with prospecting, right? Oh, you can come into this and you can change your life with trading, or you can make money on the live sessions. No, trading takes time, right? You're going to blow some accounts. We are going to have some losses, right? Same thing with the product. If you want to lose weight, this product is going to work, but you got to work too. You got to have the right discipline. You got to have the right exercise every single day. You got to have the right amount of food, because if you go eat Burger King and you're taking Nexitram, what is this going to do for you? Nothing. So you got to give people the right expectations, right? The leaders give the right expectations. So wrapping up number 1, number 2 is, right, don't let anyone steal your dream. Number 2, don't let anyone steal your dream. If you have a dream, I want you to understand, someone will try to steal it. Right? Someone will try to poke holes on your dreams. Someone will try to not help you reach your goal. So don't let anyone steal your dream. Guess what? In the beginning of the process, most of you guys that have been on the Wake Up to Send calls, you guys know this. My parents tried to steal my dream, right? My dream is to go out there and become a Hall of Famer in the industry. My dream is to help 10 people make 6 figures with the comp plan, right? That's my dream. But guess what? If I let them steal my dream, I wouldn't be here today. So here's the thing. Walt Disney said a very powerful saying that I want you guys to write this down. All dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. All dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. You got to have the courage. So what does that mean? You got to have a strength that's not yours. You got to have a strength that comes from God to continue. You got to build a courage that only God can give you, right? Do not fear and take courage, right? It even says it right there in the word. Do not fear and be of good courage. So if you want to actually have your dream come to pass, you got to have high amounts of courage. Courage that doesn't even come from you. The courage that only comes from God, from seeking God daily, from going to him, from submitting to him and saying, yo, I'm going to build my courage upon you because I need this courage to be able to pursue my dreams, right? Because you need courage. You're going to have people out there that are going to try to steal your dreams. That right now, that person can be your boyfriend, that person can be your parents, that person can be your best friend, that person can be somebody close to you, that person can be somebody that you work with. Because guess what? Somebody's going to try to steal your dream, but don't let anyone steal your dream. And the only way you won't let anybody steal your dream is if you build the courage to do so, a courage that's bigger than you, a courage that comes from God. You got to step into courage. You got to step in with courage. You got to be able to understand that any dream can come true if we have the courage to pursue them, right? We got to build that courage. We got to be able to understand we cannot fear. We cannot listen to the wrong people, right? Because if not, they're going to be able to steal your dream. They're going to be able to steal what God has intended, right, for you. In Matthew 13, right, it says there can be birds that drop seeds by the wayside, right? There can be seeds dropped on the be planted on the wayside, but the birds can go out and snatch those seeds. Well, what you can't do is let anybody snatch those seeds from you. That's your dream. If your dream is, hey, I'm going to go inspire people, I'm going to go build this business, I'm going to be a 1K affiliate in September. Well, don't let anybody steal it. Build the courage to be strong enough to press through, to keep your eyes on the prize, to focus up on your goal and on your dream, right? Write this down. Hang around firelighters and not firefighters, right? Hang around people that, guess what? That will light the fire in you, that will ignite the fire and get you going. Hang around people like Anna, hang around people like Marianne, hang around people, right, like Claudia. They got to be the fire lighters. They're lighting the fire in you, not firefighters, the people that are, they're people that are blowing away the fire in you, that are taking away the fire. Those are the people that are stealing your dreams. You gotta understand, you gotta take here, you gotta take guard of the people that you're letting into in your life. And if you need a season of separation, well, guess what? You gotta understand that. You got to set those boundaries, right? You got to set those boundaries, because if not, they're going to steal your dream. They're going to steal what God placed in your heart, the seed that he put in you, right? You got to understand, get around the fire lighters and stop getting around firefighters, right? The people that are putting out fires, who get away from those people. The people that are putting away the fire out of you, get away. Don't let anybody steal your dream if you want to have that winning mindset, right? So that's number 2. Number 3 is very simple. You can spend your life any way you want to, but you can only spend it once. You can spend your life any way you want to, but you can only spend it once. You can spend your life however you want. You call the shots. You're the coach, but you only get one shot, right? You only get one shot. And I wrote down 4 things that can really help you spend your life the right way, right? Is understanding these 4 things. Number 1 is purpose, right? What is your purpose? Identify your purpose, right? What's your purpose? What are you walking into every single day? My purpose is to see people win and to get people closer to God. That's my purpose. So I wake up every single day and I know my purpose, right? If you want to spend it the right way, you only have one way to spend it. You can spend it however you want. That's your choice. That's your God gives us the ability to choose, right? But you only get one shot. You only can spend it once. That's it, your life. So to spend it the right way, to spend it to be able to live a life of intention, is you got to first identify your purpose. What is your purpose? What are you walking into today, right? You have a purpose on this life. You got to identify it, and you got to remind yourself every single day, right, about that purpose. Number 2 is understand today. Today is the opportunity that you can use the gift that God gave you. You can utilize the gift. Hey, maybe the gift that God gave you right now is my daily choice, right? The opportunity to share this to other people, the opportunity to show people what we have here. Utilize the gift, right? Today you have the opportunity that you can use the gift that God gave you. Number 3 that you want to keep in your mind is understand tomorrow. That's going to be your gift to mankind. What are you doing for tomorrow, right? What are you doing for tomorrow? The great gift of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it, right? That will outlast what you're trying to pursue, right? What are you focusing on tomorrow? Who is it that you're becoming, right, tomorrow, right? Something that's more important than where you're at today is who it is that you're becoming tomorrow, right? You got to understand, who are you walking into tomorrow? What are you doing for others, right? You got to utilize your gift, not just today, but utilize it, right, for mankind. Utilize it for other people. And then number 4 is your potential. Is your potential. Is your potential. Most people just really exchange our lifetime, right, just for too little, because you don't know your potential. You got to know your potential. And the only way to know your potential is to know whose you are. That's it. Because once you know whose you are, then you know that all things are possible. You know there's no limitations. You know that God can do a new thing in your life. Because guess what? You now know your potential. You now know your true potential, not the potential of Anthony, because hey, but the potential of Anthony, yeah, it can be good. It can get me so far. But if you want a life without limitations, if you want a life where God can do exceedingly and abundantly above what we ask or think, you got to know whose you are. You got to know your potential. You got to know what God can do inside of you to go out there and live the life that you deserve. You only have the chance right now to spend it one time. And that's up to you, right? So those are the 4 things: purpose, today, tomorrow, and your potential that you want to keep in mind, right? To spend the life that you have, that one life that you have, in with purpose, in with potential, right? So number 4, little quick recap. Number 1 is it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Number 2 is don't let anybody steal your dreams. And then number 3 is you can spend your life any way you want to, but you can only spend it once. You can only spend it once, right? Number 4, super powerful. Success lies in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. Boom. The greatest difference between successful people and failures and people that quit is just between in their habits. That's all it is. The secret of your success is discovered in your daily agenda. That's it right there. The secret to your success is discovered in your daily agenda. What habits are you forming every single day? Are the habits, right, beneficial for your growth, beneficial for your success? Or are you building habits that are not productive? Are you building habits that are procrastination, that are not leading you to your goals, right? Are you building habits that are not growing you, right? Habits that grow you. Hey, writing down your gratitude. That needs to be a habit right when you wake up. A habit is, hey, writing down your goals. A habit is worship. A habit is going into the word. A habit is doing personal growth, 30 minutes to an hour of personal growth every single day, right? Reading a book. You got to create the habits, right? But those are obviously growing habits, but also income producing activities, right? IPAs. What are IPAs? Or better said, IPA habits that you are creating daily for you to grow your business, for you to grow your success, for you to grow your influence, right? These are things that is the difference between people that fail and people that have large success. Guess what? It's in their habits. The greatest difference is found in the habits of people. Are you building up the right habits for you to reach your goals? Or do you have the wrong habits, right? It can be as simple as maybe just doing your bed in the morning. It can be as simple as, you doing small things that create the discipline for you to actually start doing the bigger things for your success. Maybe if it's diving into the word every single day for 15 to 20 minutes, maybe if it's doing personal growth, right? But you got to it's how you start your day that wins the day, right? If you don't start your day right with the right habits, you won't win the day. If you start with bad habits, if you start with low habits, if you go on Instagram and you start scrolling and you start, maybe watching TV, or if you start watching the news, or you start watching whatever the habits that you have, you got to form new habits. You got to form the new habits. The vision stays the same, but you got to form new habits. You don't need a new vision every single time in your life. It's the same vision that God gave you. Just you got to form new habits. You got to get better. You got to develop yourself, right? So that's number 4. Success lies in the forming of habits of doing things that failures don't like to do. Because guess what? Failures don't like to do it. So that's why they're always complaining about their success. That's why they're always complaining about not being where they want to be, because they don't have the right habits for them to be able to get to that success, right? Yesterday, I was sitting down with a prospect and he was asking great questions, right? He was asking great questions because he wanted to know what were my habits. He didn't ask how much money I was making. He didn't ask, what's my bank account look like? He was asking the right questions. He was asking, hey, what do you do to get there? What are your habits? Hey, I see you're a man of God on Instagram. What do you do to follow God? Right? He was asking the right questions. This was a prospect that I prospected in the design district. I have no idea who he was. I just sat down with him. But he wanted to know about the business, right? I had to reach out to him multiple times until we finally got to meet. I was building the right habits, but he was asking the right question because he wanted to know my habits, right? Because he said, if I follow his habits, then guess what? I'll have the success he has. Right? He was like, oh, let me see your bank account. Do you really make the money? Or let me see this, right? No, he was asking the right questions. He wanted to know what were my habits? What were my daily methods of operation? Because the difference between successful people and people that do not succeed is found in their habits. It's found in their habits because guess what? If you set goals, that's a habit that successful people have. But are you setting your goals? If you write down your gratitude 10 times a day, that's a habit successful people have. But are you writing down your gratitude, right? Are you going to the word? Are you building your faith every single day? Are you going to the truth? Are you living out the truth every single day? Those are habits, right, that are found in successful people, going to those habits. Number 5, right, we're finishing up here, is what lies behind us and before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, right? I'll say that again. What lies behind us and before us are tiny matters, are small matters, compared to what lies within us. You see, the question is not how big your problem is. The question is not how detrimental your past is. The question is not how bad your current life situation is. The real question is, what have you got on the inside of you? What have you got on the inside? What's inside of you? Here are two quick thoughts. Number one is the situation you live in right now doesn't have to live in you. What you're going through right now doesn't have to live inside of you. You're the only one that permits that. You're the only one that lets that live inside of you, right? I talk about this all the time. Don't speak about the problem, speak to the problem, right? Speak to it, right? Move that mountain. You need to have faith as tiny as a little mustard seed. That's all you need. Faith as small as a mustard seed. You have that small faith, you'll have, guess what? It'll turn into big faith. But you got to start with understanding that the situation you're in right now, stop playing the victim game. Stop playing, oh, why does this always happen to me? Don't let the situation live inside of you, right? Because guess what? You're going to live more of that. You're going to give access to growth of that. So I'm not going to let what I'm going through to live inside of me, right? That's thought number one. Thought number two is, right, maintaining the right attitude is way easier than regaining. Because guess what? Keeping your maintenance of attitude, right, is much more important than you losing it, because it's way harder for you to get it back. Once you lose your attitude, guess what? We talk about this all the time. Just don't let a bad moment turn into a bad day, because once you let a bad moment turn into a bad day, you've lost it all. You've lost the right attitude, and the right attitude creates the right altitude. If you want to reach a high altitude in your life of success, it's going to require the right attitude. It's going to require the right attitude. Maintaining the right attitude is easier than regaining it. Because if you lose it, it's a lot harder to get back into the right attitude. So the only way to do that is to, right, give birth to the spirit, is to not let the flesh control you. Romans 8:8 says, so then who are in the flesh cannot please God. Yo, if you're in the flesh, you cannot please God. So if you let the flesh activate in you, you're losing your attitude, and it's a lot harder to regain it, because now you're giving power to your emotions. You're giving power to your circumstance. You're giving power to your situation. You're giving power to all those things. So it's a lot harder to regain that attitude. And the attitude is what creates the altitude in your life. The altitude of how you want to go. You have a high attitude, you have a high altitude. You have a high level of getting to that goal, because you understand that your attitude always goes before you. It always goes before you. An attitude is just an outward expression of an inward feeling. That's all it is. So sometimes you don't even need to say anything, and people already know where your attitude is. People don't even have to, I don't even have to say anything, and people know, man, that's somebody that's going somewhere. That's somebody that puts God first. That's somebody that I want to follow, right? Because it just says it all with my attitude, right? It just says it all with how I'm expressing myself every single day, through the good and through the bad. And even, here's the thing, character is built through adversity. So it's how you show up in adversity that creates the character of a leader. It's how you show up when people tell you no. It's how you show up when people quit your business. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna have people quit. You're gonna have 50 people. But you see, it's a lot more. It's a lot better when people can see people quit your business, but you can go out there and you can replace them, right, with another 100 people in your business, because of your character, because of your attitude. Never let your attitude go, because your attitude is the most important thing that determines your altitude. So if you lose your attitude, it's a lot harder for you to get it back. So it's maintaining the right attitude at all times. That's what a belief is having the right attitude, because I know where it is that I'm going. I know where it is that I'm getting to. I know who it is that I'm becoming, because I have the right attitude. It's an inward feeling, right, that expresses outward. That's all it is. That's what an attitude is. Right? And then number 6, wrapping up with the last one. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope this is encouraging somebody here today. But number 6 is to me, one of the most powerful ones and one that I live by. Hope you guys will take this home with you, is your greatest achievements are those that benefit others. Write that down. Your greatest achievements are those that benefit others. My greatest achievement isn't what I did. No, my greatest achievement is not hitting 25K. My greatest achievement is helping you hit 1K. That's my greatest achievement. My greatest achievement is not hitting 50K. My greatest achievement is helping you become financially free through creating a commission through my daily choice. My greatest achievement is helping you go out there and lead people. Man, I feel the Spirit of the Lord right here, because that's what it's all about. That's the true achievement. But you see, we live in a world where we think about me. But hey, we serve a Lord. We serve a God. We serve the Son of Man who came to serve and not to be served. That's what Jesus came here for. He came to serve. He didn't come to be served. So you're great. Stop thinking about you. Stop thinking about your bank account. Stop thinking about your rank. Because your greatest achievement will always be, right? Your greatest achievement will always be those that benefit others. Success comes from when we add value to ourselves, but significance comes from when we add value to others. Success comes when we add value to ourselves. Yes, we can become successful when we add value to ourselves, but significance, there's something about being significant. Significance comes from when you add value to other people. One is inward and the other is outward. One is singular and the other is plural, right? It takes a teamwork to create the dream work, right? It takes a teamwork to create the dream. It takes your team to also build courage in you. But you got to understand that your greatest achievement are those that benefit others. So remove yourself from the picture. Remove about you. Think about, hey, let me go out there and put others first. Let me benefit others. Because there's something powerful in teamwork, something powerful in partnerships, something powerful in going out there and leading, right? Because guess what? Give you some pointers on teamwork and partnerships. Leaders lead for the benefit of others. That's why they lead. Leaders lead because of the benefit of others, not because of themselves, right? You lead to add value to their life. That's why you lead, right? True leadership must be benefit for the followers, not for the benefit of the leaders. Because if it's for the benefit of the leaders, that turns into one word, which is manipulation. That's it. But if you lead for others, you're always looking for the benefit of other people. I'm always looking for the benefit of Ibis. I'm always looking for the benefit of Tanya. I'm always looking for the benefit of, because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than myself, right? It's bigger than myself. I'm looking for the greatest achievement that's gonna benefit other people, right? Guess what? The next thing is teamwork and partnerships. They purify our motives. They purify our motives to keep going, to grind harder, to keep, because if it was just about me, I would have been quit. But because I do this to purify our motives, I do this for other people. I go for other people. When we partner with someone else, guess what? We give them the credit and it purifies why they're in the business. It excites them for why they're in the business. It's to giving the credit away, right? That's number two. Pure partnership and teamwork purifies our motives. Number three is my highest value is the value I bring to others. That's my highest value, right? One person seeking the glory doesn't accomplish much, but everything you accomplish is a result of people working together to reach a common goal. That's what it is. My highest value is the value I bring onto other people. And then the last one is great achievements are a result of teamwork and partnership. Everything I do now is for the value of others, right? We're here to complete one another, not to compete against one another, right? Pour your life onto others, add value to them, because guess what? The one we serve did not come to be served, but he came to serve, right? Come here, boom. I'm going to complete that next person that comes into my business. I'm going to add value every single time I have a chance to that person. I'm going to go all in because I know that my highest achievement is benefiting somebody else, is adding value to somebody else, is going all in for somebody else. That's my biggest achievement. I got to go all in to help that person go 1K. And just by that, I'll reach my goals, because the more I give, the more God will give unto me. Because guess what? We serve such a generous God that guess what? Yo, he gave his only son, came in the likeness of sin. He came in the likeness of the flesh. So since we serve a generous God, we give more and he gives more unto us, right? I'm going to give more value. I'm going to give more people to get into position. I'm going to give more people the opportunity of my daily choice, because I understand my biggest achievement is for the benefit of others. It's bigger than myself. So that wraps up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 6 points. I hope you guys got them down. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys got some value. And that's what it takes to be having a winner's mindset, right? To have a winner's mindset, right? It takes you understanding those 6 principles, understanding to live out your leadership by those 6 principles. So I appreciate you guys for enduring today. Love you guys. What we're going to do is go into goal setting. Hope you guys got some massive value. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to share our screen here today. So that way we can set our goals. We can write down our goals, right? Which is 1K for the month. 1K. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a 1K affiliate in MDC. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a 1K affiliate in MDC. We're going to drop the goal on the chat box so you guys can write it down 10 times repeatedly. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Mary Ann so she can, is she host already? Yeah, she is already host. So that way she can go ahead and drop this video. We're going to write down our goals for 10 times repeatedly. So we're going to do that real quick, and I'll see you guys back in here in 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Let's go.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. I'm so happy and grateful.
All right, all right, all right. I hope you guys got those goals in. If you did not finish, make sure you go ahead and you write down the goals, so that way you guys are set. If you didn't finish up today, guys. Let's close out this month strong. We got 2 days left. I'm telling you right here. This is the moment right here. These next 2 days, let's go out there and help you smash 1K. The CEO has made it super simple now for us to not just go 1K, but also to help that brand new person coming in with $7.99. You help 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, right? Build your dual team, right? You're now a brand new 1K, and each person that bought a $7.99 brand bucks, they actually have a complimentary ticket to the Miami event. So not only do they have $800 worth of brands, they have $800 worth of travel savings, 4 levels of check match. They also now just get a free ticket, right, to Miami. I mean, that value right there is almost worth $2,000 just for the $7.99 brand books. So it's absolutely insane. Plus they get to save on the different brands that we have. So I hope I encourage you somehow today. I hope you guys got the value that you guys needed for you guys to endure for the rest of the day, for the rest of the month, and to walk into a brand new month with a winner's mindset, with a winner's mentality. But let's go ahead and pray. Let's do a quick prayer. We'll get out of here. But thank you guys for enduring on this call. Thank you guys for being on here. And let's go ahead and wrap up with a prayer. Father God, we thank you for this call, Lord. Thank you for having all the leaders show up here today, no matter what it is of their circumstance, no matter what it is that they're going through, Lord. I just pray that you have your hand over them, Lord, where you always protect them, Lord. And thank you for just having them on here today to not just learn about how to win the day, but how to learn how to have a winner's mentality, Lord. How to have a mentality that comes from you, Lord, an abundant mentality that can take away any lies, any negative thoughts, any lies that come from the enemy, Lord. May you just continue to lead them, Lord, with the right truth, Lord, which is the word of God, Lord. Thank you for Wake Up and Ascend, having all of us here gathered together in your name, Lord, where we can just feel your spirit, Lord, where we can walk into the truth, but also learn about how to build our business, Lord, how to lead others, how to become the leader that we must become, that we can just follow Jesus in his footsteps, follow how he served, follow how he led, and help us make a better leader of ourselves in Christ, in Jesus, Lord, to follow what he did, to learn what he did, but also do and act out on exactly how he was able to lead, Lord. I pray that we walk into this day, Lord, with courage, that we shall not fear, Lord, that you did not give us a spirit of the fear. You did not give us that spirit of fear, but you gave us a spirit of a sound mind, Lord, to understand that you are right there with us, Lord, that you are near us, that you are beside us, that you are in front of us, Lord, and you are right there in the midst of it all, Lord. Come make it to a remembrance to every single leader on here, Lord, that Your goodness is great, Lord, that we need your goodness. We need your love. We need your word, Lord, to give birth to the Spirit and to be able to walk out the truth and the promise that you have in store for us. May we walk in obedience, Lord. May we walk in your truthfulness. May we walk in humility each and every single day to be the leaders that you've called us to be and to go out there and rise and be able to help others in every single way. May we benefit others through adding value, right, onto others. May we do every single matter of this business of our life for others, Lord, to love our neighbors, to love your people, Lord, and to be a servant unto you, Lord, that helps us serve others. So thank you, Lord, for all that you do. In your name we pray. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys for enduring. And I will see you guys next week. Drop some amens on the chat box. I will see you guys next week. I think we'll be back depending if we have a communications call on Monday, right? So if we have a communications call, then we will obviously see you guys on Tuesday. So we will let you guys know. Here's another thing. Get into the new channel. We have a new Telegram channel called Wake Up and Ascend. And you guys can actually go ahead and partake, get into that Telegram, and you'll be updated with the calls, with the notes, and everything that we have here today. So make sure you guys get on there, pass it out to others, and I'll see you guys next week. And let's close out this month. Everybody goes 1K. That's the vision. That's what we speak. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys next week. Let's go.